Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I am Jason, your host, and we're just about to go on a little drive on the Quingo, and I'm going to test certain abilities of the Quingo to handle going up hills and that. So as you see, I've got I love this little speed GPS thing that I've got here. It'll tell me the altimeter, it'll tell me everything about where I am. I'm just at the local post office because I just sent off a parcel. I'm getting rid of some of my technology and reducing the amount I need. So I'm just going to put my driving gloves on because it's not too chilly, but I just feel like having my driving gloves on today. And then we'll head on our way. So we're going to go through the park, or maybe, yes, we will go through the park, I believe, or something like that. And then we will head out onto the road, and then we're going to measure this against some hills. So everything's for this person to go around the corner here. So watch out for the potholes and that, because there is a lot. Stoke-on-Trent roads are not very good condition. Now the first thing I'm going to show you is I talked about how some of the pavements are really bad because of the amount of trees and that we have in our area that were put in for a very nice reason, but they pretty much destroy the pavement. So let's go past this guy here. Always keeping an eye on around me. Nothing's coming. So, I'm going to show you something which makes certain parts of the almost impossible to deal with. You look at that. Look at the way that pavement has been picked up by thinking. With a vehicle there, it would be hard to go over. Now, I'm going to try and make it over this. I could go around. Well, I want to see just how well this handles it. There. You couldn't do that on a lot of scooters. The stability just isn't there. This has a very low centre of gravity. You can go quite to the side, like as you can see, some of this will button. Now I could go on the road, but I wanted to show what's possible, because not only do we have the 5-wheel system on the Quingo, we also have the actual ability of it to, it's got a wonderful range of motion. With the width of the vehicle, which is in width, this is one of the thinnest mobility scooters you can get, that is a Cat 3, which allows you to get past certain places that bigger, wider scooters couldn't make. But you don't lose any of the stability. And this isn't one of the worst pavements. This isn't one of the worst pavements in Stoke-on-Trent. People who've seen me go all the way to Trentham Gardens know how bad it can get. This is one of the reasons I'm so happy about going out on the Quingo. I trust the vehicle. What's over? Go around here. So we're going to hit one of the big hills. And as I've shown before, this Quingo has absolutely no problem dealing with grass, hills. Even there, that was waterlogged thingy. Because of the torque on this vehicle, you can go pretty much anywhere you want. So, we're going to go onto the main road. And once again, these gates are of a width that the Quingo is comfortable to go through. But some of the mobility scooters that I saw would have trouble. You'd be coming so close to them that it'd be a bit squiffy to try and go through certain areas. No. I do suggest that anybody who gets a Quingo gets the rear camera. It is well worth the money, in fact. It is so nice to be able to see behind you so clearly. Even what I class as comfortable streets and pavement, some mobility scooters can't handle it. Now there is scooters out there with really big wheels, what we would call as off-road scooters. But the problem there is those scooters you really can't take around the shop. In fact, most of them are not even categorised by the DVLA. You see, Pride do a lot of scooters for America that have never been certified for the UK. They're lovely scooters, Pride do, but some of them are just not what you could use here. In America, anybody can ride a scooter, and anybody can make a scooter. You can have them with half tracks and kind of crazy stuff. I was told by my friend in America that a lot of disabled people go around on lawnmowers. Actual lawnmowers. on the street, which is crazy, terrifying idea for me. So for a scooter to be certified in the UK, to pass all the regulations and that, there's certain things it has to follow. Like 4 miles per hour for the pavement, 8 miles an hour for the road. It has to have proper lighters. Like if it's going to go on the road, it's got to have indicators. It's got to have lights, visible lights like a car, rear and front lights. It needs to have a horn and stuff like that. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of scooters that are sold on Amazon, and someone talked to me about it once, how I don't like to have a go of a company that I've not interacted with myself. This is the thing. I don't like to thingy, but I've heard a lot of nightmare stories about certain makes of scooter available on Amazon, where if you type in mobility scooters, you will get them come up. And Green Power and that and others, they're really Chinese-based companies. The equipment they use for their scooters are not very well quality looked after. You can get a scooter for £1,000, for £600, but I would not give one to my worst enemy. I definitely wouldn't buy one for my grandmother or anybody that needs it. I looked at them, I did a deep dive, I checked the feedback, I talked to people on forums, and I found out that those scooters are not even legal, some of them, to actually ride on UK roads. Even though they profess to be the fastest, they sell scooters on Amazon that will go 15 miles an hour, which is only allowable to do on private land. You cannot ride a scooter legally that can go 15 miles an hour in the UK on a road or on a pavement. It's a bloody death trap, and their brakes fail. You really do get what you pay for. Because when I first looked into scooters, I did a big deep dive into different makes and the quality of them. Because, hey, I'm autistic. I'm always going to do a deep dive, and everything I pick up has got to be... I've got to be confident that it will handle what I put it through. Just waiting for the... Get ready to cross. So I would never buy a scooter, mobility scooter from Amazon. I know some good makes do sell on there, but you're losing out on points of connection. I mean, even my second-hand Quingo, I bought it from a reputable, refurbished mobility scooter company that built a reputation. One of the flaws I will say is to do with this mobility scooter is they say that the canopy is removable. In their blurb on their site, And technically it is, but you need a screwdriver and you need to be very know what you're doing. Yes, I could remove it, but this is basically bolted to the frame of my scooter. It is not a simple job to take off. It can be taken off, but it is not a 5-minute job at all. And that has created a limitation for me. You see, because of the way this canopy, which is really nice, connects to the Quingo, I don't have access to inside the battery box underneath my seat. To get inside the battery box, I would have to take off the frame itself, take off the entire canopy. And the problem is, I believe one of the sockets that connects the rear lights, the rear running lights, has just come out of its socket. I think when... Oh, damn, that was loud. I believe that when it was put together by the person who put together, to no fault to them, I don't think, the connector for that part of the system, that light part of the system, was not reconnected solidly, and it either came out then or it came out a few journeys afterwards, because I lost my rear running lights. I've still got my red lights, my rear red lights when I turn on the main lighting system, but I don't have those lights anymore. So the canopy comes with some caveats. It's a wonderful thing. This canopy has turned this into an all-weather. It was pretty much all-weather before, really, when you think about it. This thing could take showers and rain in it, no problem. But I'm not waterproof. My phone and everything isn't really that waterproof. So having this canopy is a plus and a couple of minuses. The plus, of course, is that it helps keep me safe, keeps me dry, keeps me warm. The negative is because the lights are inside the canopy and can be affected by it. What the canopy front screen is made of is very liable to scratches and to glare if the sun hits it. I know in the UK we sometimes have sun. I'm just going to have a little drink. And I can't do any maintenance with the batteries or actually check anything to do with them with the canopy on. And even though I could technically take it all apart, I don't want to. I really don't want to take this, because it's an actual metal frame. It's so much better than most things you can get. Put my gloves back on. Now we're going to stop this video now and start a new one for the hill climb.